Welcome back, toy fans, to episode 207 of Ronald's Reviews. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at some recent pickups. Cue the march. Welcome back, everyone. Now, like I said in the intro, today we are going to take a look at some recent pickups. Now, it seems quite a while since I've just done general pickups on the channel. I've either always got something to feature or got some gifts to show, so it's really quite nice to get back to some general pickups today. And in recent weeks, I have managed to grab some significant ones. So let's go take a look.
Okay folks, so we're going to start with the first thing I picked up in the last couple of weeks was this Mask VHS The Movie Tape. Now, if you know me and you follow the channel closely, you'll know that I love a VHS tape. VTR was very kind and gifted me a double VHS Mask tape a few months ago now. And then Richard Barrett, who runs the Retro Toy Shop in Bristol, was doing a live sale on our Mask UK Facebook group, and I snagged this because I had this as a kid. I watched it so much, and just to have this back in front of me, Mask the Movie on VHS, my God, this brings back so many memories. I mean, look at that front cover to start with. I just think it is awesome. And just to have this back and look at it and just remember watching this, oh my God, it's so amazing. Let's just spin it round. And then on the back, as you can see, we've got an image of Matt Tracker there, Bruce Sato, and Brad Turner, and then it gives us a little rundown about Mask the Movie. And honestly, this just brings memories flooding back. It really does. I absolutely love it. So thank you, Richard. Yeah, I'm so pleased with this. But I'll tell you something really strange, folks, and you may be able to relate to this. Now, I watched this film a lot when I was a kid. I remember watching it so many times. However, strangely, I don't remember now in adulthood. I don't remember a huge amount about the movie itself, but I'll tell you what I do remember very, very vividly. I remember how the video started, and what I mean by that is the intro of the video before the movie started. So I remember the MSD video logo appearing, like a white background with a black and red logo. I remember that appearing, and then immediately after it, do you remember the blue screen? We used to get the blue screen with the white writing that scrolled up, and it had the warning, the copyright warning on it. I just remember that so vividly. But what I remember the most, and it's so strange because this resonates with me, immediately after that we got the Tempo Video children's story logo used to appear, and I remember the tune that came with it. And as soon as I see it, I can hear the tune in my head even now, and it is just amazing. So yeah, there we go. My first pickup, guys, is Mask the Movie on VHS. It's amazing to have this back in my life. I had it as a kid, I watched it so much, and this is going to display beautifully in the Mask display. But yeah, absolutely love it. Okay, so moving on to the next pickup, guys, and like I said, these next pickups are quite significant, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so here we go, folks. Now, like I said, I have made some significant purchases, and as you can see, we are back on the Vintage Star Wars Last 17 trail, and I managed to pick up one of the Murder Bears in the last few weeks, and this is Romba. Now, I always get my Murder Bears mixed up. I've got to admit, I'm never quite sure who's who when it comes to the Ewoks, but this is Romba, and I'm so pleased to get him into my collection. Now, as you can see, I have got his spear. He's come with his spear, but I don't have his headgear, so I will be on the lookout for his headgear. But like I've said, you know, I don't always have the funds to be able to buy things complete, so I'm quite happy to pick them up incomplete if I think the price is worth it. And the good thing is, even when I've completed the 96 figures, what this means is that the journey won't be over. If I can pick them up complete, I will, but I'm quite happy to pick them up incomplete if I think the price is right. And it also means that I can still then complete them over time, even when I've got all the figures. But really pleased to get this guy into the collection. And this guy puts me at 93 figures of the original Vintage 96. So we are well on our way, folks. But let's see who else we picked up. Okay, so we are still on the Last 17 hunt, folks, and as you can see, not only did I manage to pick up Romba, I also managed to snag Warwick as well. Now, when I picked this guy up, he came with his original headgear, he came with his original quiver, but he did come with a repro bow. However, when I checked my spares box with all my Vintage Star Wars stuff in, I had an original bow all ready and waiting. So this guy is complete and also into the vintage Star Wars collection. So that makes 94, folks. The air is getting thin up here, but I'm so glad to get this guy into the collection. That is all for Murder Bears now from the last 17, and I'm really pleased to get all the Ewoks because I'm not a huge fan of Ewoks as figures. So spending big money on these guys was kind of sticking in my throat a little bit, but thankfully I got both of these figures at an amazing price, so it was a little bit less painful. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the Ewoks as characters from the movies or as figures, so I wanted to try and get these into my collection as cheap as possible, and I've managed to do that. I will mention something about that at the end of the video once again, but yeah, really pleased. And like I said, folks, this puts me at 94 now, so wow, I am getting very close. But yeah, so pleased to get Rhombur and Warwick into the vintage Star Wars collection. So yeah, very happy. But we've got one more pickup to show you. And there we go, folks. Look at that. As you can see, we have had a real go at the last 17 in the last few weeks. So the final pickup in the last couple of weeks was vintage EV99. And I've got to admit, this figure is awesome. And it's massive. It's really tall, far taller than what I thought. And I'm not going to play around with her too much, because if you collect vintage Star Wars and you've got this figure in your collection, I know our Tez knows about this. Her limbs are so fragile. I daren't move her. I daren't articulate her in any way. I'm just going to leave her. But I'm sure you all know who EV99 is. She is who R2 and C-3PO were sent to get their duties when they were inside Jabba's palace.
Good. New acquisitions. I have need for you on the Master's sail barge, and I think you'll fill in nicely.
But it is such a cool figure, in great condition as well. But like I said, she's very fragile. I'm not going to mess around with her. But like I said, that puts me now at 95 vintage Star Wars figures in the collection. Not all complete by any means, but one more figure to go. I'm not going to tell you who that is because I don't want to be accused of fishing. I'm sure you can work it out if you follow the channel. But wow, I'm so pleased. And like I said, I will mention a little bit more about price and give a few thanks at the end of the video. But yeah, 95, one to go, folks. And the great thing is, even though I've only got one figure left, the collection is by far not complete. Probably around 25% of my figures are complete. I do intend to complete them all, but the great thing is, even when I've got that last figure, the journey's still not over, and I can take my time completing them with original weapons and accessories. So I'm very excited about that. However, it will kind of feel like one part of the journey's over, one more figure, and that will be done. So yeah, very much looking forward to getting that last figure. But let's get everything back on the table and we'll wrap up. And there we go, folks, everything back on the table. And like I said, may not look like much when you look at everything on the table, but how significant was some of those pickups. So I just want to give a big shout out to Richard Barrett. Richard runs the Retro Bristol toy shop. If you're anywhere near Bristol, get over there. Richard's got a great shop. I'm sure he'll have something in there that you like. But yeah, thank you, Richard. Absolutely love my mask video, and that will look fantastic on the mask shelf. Really do appreciate that. But as you can see, the most significant purchases, folks, we've got Rhombur, we've got Warwick, and we've got EV99 from the vintage last 17 Star Wars figures. That puts me at 95 figures. One to go. Once I've got that figure, I will do another video. Even though a lot of them are not complete, it kind of feels like an achievement just getting those 96 figures, and I will do a video once I've done that. I am very excited to do that. One more figure to go. I can't wait. But I can't finish this video, folks, without giving a massive shout out, because once again this guy comes to my rescue week in, week out. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. That is Steve, better known as Derby Collector. Steve once again sourced me all these figures and gave me them at unbelievable prices. They really are. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you what, but Steve manages to give me these deals. He gets bundles in and then he manages to give me these deals at absolutely unreal prices. So Steve, again, mate, you are an absolute godsend. I have no idea what I would have done, the amount of things that wouldn't be in my collection at the moment if it wasn't for you. I genuinely believe that. You are an absolute saint when it comes to the toy collecting community. You're a huge credit to our community, and it's just a privilege to call you a friend. So yeah, Steve acquired all those for me. So, you know, honestly, I genuinely aren't sure if I'd have been able to do the last 17 without Steve's involvement. So mate, thank you once again. So yeah, there we go, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and giving me a shot. I hope you'll consider leaving a like and subscribing. And if you're one of my existing viewers and existing subscribers, I know I say it every week, folks, but do all that good stuff. Give the video a thumbs up. It really does help. Leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody. And as always, keep collecting. I'll see you next time.